What's good, y'all? TRoweses here, who definitely needs a haircut. Going over some more cards coming out of Phantom Nightmare, just because I think this set is kind of gonna be one of the first like revolutionary sets that comes out in a while. Definitely something if you wait to get cases for sets. I definitely think Phantom Nightmare might be one of the best sets we've seen. Probably since like the Tier Lament set, maybe because basically everything after the main Tier Lament archetype has just been supporter cards, right? Like we had the Pearly, the Sleepy Memory, um, and the Perlili. So it's been a lot of like support archetypes, but I think Phantom Nightmare is going to be a really good like main archetype where we see a lot of breakout decks that are actually pretty good. And then we have this new archetype called the White archetype, I guess. I don't know. That sounds kind of racy, especially with some of these names like White Mambo. I definitely think that's funny. Or White Aura. Like, I don't know if I feel okay saying that. But we'll get into it. So, apparently, this deck is also from the manga, which is pretty cool. And there's some new phrases that come with these cards. So, the first one we're going to go over is White Mambo, White Sunfish, I guess is its real name. It's a level 4 fish effect monster. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target one level 4 or lower fish monster in your graveyard with the same name as a card you control. Special summon this card, and if you do, special summon that monster. So that's actually really good. That's actually really weird though. So you have to control. So it's basically like if you have one fish monster on your field, level 4 or lower, and you have the same monster in the graveyard, you can target that one in the graveyard, special summon this card and that card. But you have to special summon itself first. So that's to trigger the second effect. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can treat it as a tuner this turn. So it's kind of this is a really interesting card to open multiples of, where it's like if you actually opened 3 of this card, you could play somewhat. As long as you could get one on the field and one in the graveyard, I think there's some water link monsters that could do that. But I definitely think it's also interesting just for level 4s. Like when I was playing Marincess, we had Silent Angler, but we definitely need more support that isn't like restrictive. Like there's a lot of fish cards that would be really good, like Silent Angler, but then they have just some random restriction for no reason, and it's like, yo, the water archetype's not that good. Like I'm sure this matters maybe in Duel Links, but in real Yu-Gi-Oh, we need more water buffs. And then we have White Sardine. So a level 2 effect monster, you can only use the first. So I'm pretty sure all of them have this first effect per turn. But they all have this same second effect. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can treat it as a tuner. Just something to know, they all have that effect. You can send one White Sardine from your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of your turn except water monsters. Okay, so it pretty much goes well with the first monster, White Sunfish. So you go White Sardine, send itself, special summon this card from your hand. Then you go White Sunfish, special summon itself, special summon White Sardine from the graveyard. That gives you a level 2 tuner, a level 4, and a level 2. So that's a level 8 synchro just by itself. And you can't make a card like Herald or anything because you're locked into waters now. That's a quite unique combination for those 2-card combo. White Aura Porpoise. Level 6 Waterfish Synchro Effect Monster. Materials 1 water. Tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. You can only use the first effect of this card, so they all have that. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower fish monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can special summon 1 monster with the same name from your graveyard. From your hand or graveyard. Oh, that's really interesting. So you could actually like link this. So you could go White Sardine effect, send itself, special this, special this. Now you have 2 White Sardines, level 6 synchro, make these 2 with this. And then we would, I'm assuming we would actually get rid of the non-tuner White Sardine, so that we could actually special summon it with this. Maybe make like a Link 1 or Link 2 if we actually have the additional monsters, but we still need the level 4 and level 2 for the synchro. Just one with the same name for it would be so sweet if this card said for deck. So basically, if we do have a Link 1 that we can make with the level 2, the initial White Sardine we summon, then we can special summon 2 more White Sardines from our graveyard, and that would be 2 tuners because it is a mandatory effect. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can. Oh no, it's not mandatory. Oh, so that's actually really good. So you would special summon 2 more White Sardines, So just off this 2-card combo, we already have a level 6 Synchro and 2 White Sardines on our field that are both optional tuners. So that's pretty interesting. And we would have a Link 1 as well on the board with the White Sardine. I have to look into the Link 1 Water Monsters, definitely something to consider. I wonder actually... yeah, so that's actually insane. That it locks you into waters right when it uses the effect. Definitely some things to note about these cards. And then we have a spell card for the white archetype, White Reincarnation. And it's also crazy this is coming out of Phantom Nightmare, which Phantom Nightmare or Phantom of Darkness was all darks. Like we have Dark Zerato, Dark Lord Zerato, we have Rainbow Dark Dragon, we have Dark Arm Dragon, the Dark Creator, Allura of Darkness. Like you'd think they would give more kind of like a nostalgia buff to that set with making them more dark monsters. Obviously, we get the iconic Yugioh, but I definitely want to see some more dark cards. Definitely would love to see like the Mega Dark Creator, the Mega Dark Rainbow Dragon, just some like more callbacks to Phantom of Darkness. I think would be really cool because it is a scary name, Phantom Nightmare, right? Okay, so White Reincarnation, continuous spell card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, you can add 1 fish monster that has an effect to treat itself as a tuner from your deck to your hand. Remember why I said new phrases? I don't think any card in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has actually ever said something like this. When this card resolves, you can add 1 fish monster that has an effect to treat itself as a tuner. That's such a weird wording. Definitely, I think, restricts it to just these guys. And then, once per turn, if your white aura monster attacked, at the end of the damage step, you can have it make a second attack in a row. Okay, so we're giving some OTK potential, actually, because this doesn't specify monsters. Usually when we see, like, Draco Berserker, the level 8 Synchro, 3000 attack that we see in the Tenyi Synchro that was played in Sword Soul, most of these, or like Happiness with Pearly, most of these cards restrict you into having to attack a monster, and then you get an additional attack. This just says you can attack twice, so that's pretty good for an OTK. After already being a Rhoda and a continuous spell, you know, we love these cards that are broken, like the Tier Planet, when they're not only a Rhoda, but also an interruption. This one's not only a Rhoda, but also can kill you. Once per turn, now we have a third effect, which is really nice for this. Once per turn, if a level 8 or higher fish synchro monster is special summoned from your graveyard, even during the damage step, even during the damage step, also something we never see. But that's probably because if something was destroyed by battle, special summons from graveyard, you want it to still be able to trigger. You can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Definitely an interesting effect because now it treats it like, so if I have, you know, obviously probably want to play this, but if I had this and called the Haunted, now it's a torrential tribute for just my opponent, like not even my monsters. That's pretty interesting. It's weird though because it doesn't work with like World, Ocean, Legacy, because that special summons from the Banished, but also you want to destroy your monsters after that, who knows. But yeah, that's a pretty cool effect because it's only special summon from the graveyard. That's why I said that. It's actually a really good card. All these cards are actually pretty good. It definitely just depends on the whole water archetype. I wonder if they'll get more, and I definitely got to research some fish monsters as well. But yo, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'm working really hard on this Magic Spectre combo video to make sure it's like well edited and actually fun to watch. Definitely for a combo video, I feel like that just gives it a nice boost. But yeah, if you want to stay tuned for that, just subscribe and like, and maybe I'll get that haircut. Have a great day. Bye.